Hey Pretty Girl Club, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to gain 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. As you guys may have noticed, we recently reached 8,000 Exoticals on this YouTube channel, so that's amazing. But if you have been watching any of my videos, you guys will know that I am a big proponent of the Pretty Girl Club and members of the Pretty Girl Club having their own businesses, having their own streams of income, and I personally created this channel in hopes that more of you guys would start to create your own YouTube channels or Instagram pages or online businesses because first of all, we need to be speaking for ourselves instead of allowing others to speak for us. And secondly, I want you guys to get that exotical tax. So hopefully by me making this video, I can help inspire some of you guys to start creating, whether it's content, whether it's making your own online business, or something that will help you so that you don't have to be like totally dependent on the basic Betties at your job, because we already know that a lot of us exoticals, we go through hell in the workplace, from men wanting to sleep with us at work and then like we say no and then they try to sabotage us, to women who are jealous and stuff trying to sabotage us. So I want us to talk about other strategies to get our bags on this YouTube channel. So the first thing that actually inspired me to start this channel, that kind of helped get me over the hump, was being able to use artificial intelligence. So you can use InVideo AI and you can have them create a voiceless and faceless YouTube channel for you. You can just type in a script, or you just tell it to make you a video on a particular topic, and it will edit the whole video for you. You get to choose what kind of voice you want to use, or you can create an AI version of your own voice and you can like upload that onto YouTube. So that is one way that I was able to get started online, because I didn't want people to like know me, or I didn't want people from my job to like find my YouTube channel and then be like, oh my God, who are you? Like, why are you doing this? We're going to fire you. So I know how it is to want to start a channel and maybe you want to talk about controversial topics, or maybe you want to like talk about sex or talk about women's issues, or maybe you want to talk shit about your job, but you don't want any of your coworkers or family members to find you. That's where artificial intelligence comes into play. You can use voice changers on there. You can like edit it however you want, and you don't always have to show yourself. I think that when people think of YouTube channels and Instagrams and stuff, they only think of the kind where you show your face. You can create a whole Instagram page where you don't even show your face. You can just do photography on there, or photographs of like your jewelry and stuff like that, or maybe like those aesthetic photos where they just have a bunch of items laying out flat on the picture and it's supposed to be kind of inspiring and stuff. There are so many different ways that you can express your creativity or share your ideas online, and it doesn't always have to be like with you risking your privacy or with you risking your regular job that you do have. But the idea is hopefully you can get enough exotical tax to where you can become your own boss. The next thing I did that helped me gain 8,000 subscribers was I stopped taking advice from others. So, I mean, I guess you're technically taking advice from me, but seriously, you don't have to listen to anything that I say, because at the end of the day, you know yourself better than I know you. So, for me personally, one of the biggest mistakes I used to make in my 20s was constantly following advice from random people and assuming that other people knew better than I did. And that led me into so many black holes in my life. It led me into so many ditches, because people would be telling me like, oh, why don't you do this type of content? Oh, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you edit it like that? Why don't you wear this outfit? Oh, why are you wearing that? You know, people would try to tell me so many different things about how to express myself or how to like start my own business. And a lot of times people are talking just to talk. They're not talking because they actually know what they're talking about. They're not talking because they actually have the key to success. I believe that the road to success is different for every single person, and I learned that. I realized that nobody was going to be able to show me how to make my content work other than myself. So when it comes to starting some sort of online business, it doesn't have to be making YouTube content, but it could be like, let's say you want to start a clothing line or a makeup line, or you want to start a music business. Maybe you want to be a musician or something. Nobody else can tell you exactly how to sing, or exactly what song to sing, or exactly what hand gestures you should do while you're singing. They may be able to give some general tips and some general guidance, but at the end of the day, your uniqueness and the things that make you special, those things are what's going to draw your audience in. It's the fact that you're different, because you don't want to be a copycat of somebody else's channel. You don't want to be a copycat of someone else's music or someone else's creativity. So it's okay to like embrace the things about yourself that may be a little bit quirky or that don't quite fit in, because that is ultimately where you're going to find your tribe. So like for me, when it came to this channel, the Decentering Men series and, talking about some of the random video topics I talk about on here that I feel I didn't quite start off talking about, kind of venturing off into talking about celebrities and stuff and using them as examples, that wasn't something that I was always doing from the very beginning. That was just something random and like a pivot that I made as time went on. And that actually helped me to attract more people who liked that style of content. So basically, you'll never know if you never try. So if you never step out of your comfort zone, or if you never try that crazy idea, then you will never find out if it's actually a good idea or not. And that leads me to my next point, which is that you shouldn't overthink things. Don't overthink it, because not every video or every upload, not every upload is going to perform the same. In fact, none of your uploads will perform the same. You're not going to get the exact same amount of likes, exact same amount of revenue, exact same amount of views. It's going to be up and down, because when it comes to finance in general, it ebbs and flows. Some months you may have like content that does really, really well. Other months it may just be dull and boring, or like, not really popping off as much, but that's okay. You can't allow those down moments to define you. In fact, for me personally, one thing that really blew this channel up and doubled the amount of subscribers was when I stopped looking at the analytics. I completely said fuck it to the analytics. I said, I don't care if this video gets views or not. I don't care about my thumbnail being perfect. I don't care about like the talking points and all the editing and stuff being all super fancy and perfect. I'm going to create whatever I feel is, sustainable for me, and I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, because at the end of the day, I'm the creator. So for you, when it comes to starting your own creative business, or doing your music or your Etsy shop or whatever you want to do, you are the creator. You're the boss. Don't let people online punk you and like make you their little bitch and make you into something that you're not, just so you can basically kiss their ass. And it's like, those people are likely not going to buy your products anyway if they already don't like you and they're already trying to bully you. Those people are most likely not going to subscribe anyway. They're not going to be followers and diehard fans anyway. So you don't have to bend and twist yourself to try to fit in with people who are like trying to direct your creativity. One of my pet peeves with being on YouTube is I don't like when people try to come in here and tell me how to run my shit. It's very easy for people to talk shit about your creativity when you are the one building. It's often the people who are not builders, the people who didn't take the risks, the people who didn't step out on a whim, the people who didn't step out on faith. Those are the main ones who have the most shit to talk about you. So I don't tolerate that, and that is something that has really helped this channel to grow, was to shut out what everybody else said, to do whatever the fuck I want to do, and to not be a slave to analytics, and to not be a slave to like other people's opinions. I learned how to create content that was native to me, like content that was in my heart. Whatever was in my heart, whatever is in my mind, whatever is like kind of overflowing out of me, I just created the content based on that. So even if it was slightly off from what I normally talk about, that's fine. That's where the Decentering Men series came from. That is the top performing series on this channel. I never thought that I would even talk about that topic, but I had just been thinking about it, and I was just being authentic to myself, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll talk about this and see if anybody else can relate. So that is something that helped me to grow, was just like not trying to always chase trends or trying to just chase what all the other people are doing online and stuff, not trying to copy them, but just genuinely creating from a space of authenticity. And basically whatever you are knowledgeable about, that's going to be your strength. That's going to be something that helps you to stand out. So let's say you want to start like a jewelry line or something, and maybe you are very into astrology. Well, maybe you can start an astrology-based jewelry line, and maybe you can do like the little symbols and stuff for like the different signs, and then you can like incorporate that into your pieces. That is what makes you the cool, trendy person. You become the trendsetter as opposed to trying to follow other people's trends. Like I have people on YouTube, they try to follow what I'm saying. They're trying to piggyback off of what I say. They try to just respond to all of my videos as opposed to creating their own native content. And I know what that's like because I started off that way as well. I would look at other content creators that I felt were better than me. They were better at creating content or they spent more time building up their audience and stuff. And because they had an audience, I wanted to try to hopefully respond to their videos in hopes that it would build my audience. And I don't think that that's always a bad strategy, but I think that if you want people who genuinely like you for you, the way to do that is to be you as opposed to just reacting to everybody else 24/7. So another thing that helped me to grow this channel to 8,000 subscribers was finally, after 2 years of being on YouTube, being consistent. So I've actually had this channel for about 3 years now, and I was inconsistent for 2 years. Did you know that I've only been consistent on YouTube since September? Isn't that crazy? It's only been 90 days, or not even 90 days, since me being consistent on here, and it's already like practically doubled as far as like the sub count, and then as far as revenue, it's more than 10x what it used to be or whatever. So that's very important. You want to show up, not just so you can make money or whatever, but it's about showing up for yourself. Because if you take yourself seriously, if you take your product seriously, if you take your talking points seriously, then you want to kind of like put your money where your mouth is. You want to kind of like invest your time. So if you don't have money, like put your time where your mouth is, put your time where your passions are, and that's going to help other people to look to you as the thought leader. And then people are going to start responding to you like, oh, hey, did you hear about XYZ? Like, what do you think about that? Or, hey, I know that you're a musician. Have you heard this new song by this artist? Like, can you do a cover of that? So eventually, if you keep showing up consistently, first of all, you're going to outshine those who don't show up consistently, because YouTube, the way that YouTube works is YouTube rewards creators who keep people on the YouTube platform. So if you are never creating content, YouTube is not going to reward you in the algorithm. So when people say things like, oh, the algorithm is racist, I think that that's kind of a silly talking point, because the algorithms on social media are really based on what people are clicking on. So could people not click on a video because they're racist? Absolutely, but that's that person's problem. It's not a computer problem. But YouTube rewards channels that consistently upload content and consistently get people interested in going on to the YouTube app. So the more consistent I became, the more everything began to grow and come together. And also another thing that helped me was recognizing that you're not really going to run out of ideas. If you are passionate about what you're doing, and if you're consistent and your audience is growing and building up, then your audience will actually help you to come up with new ideas. So one thing that I used to kind of take for granted or not really realize when I first started on YouTube was how much you guys, the Exoticals, have ideas and like have things that we can talk about and have talking points that we can like develop. And this whole thing has become kind of like this think tank. And so I actually think that that concept is true for all creators, whether you are a musician or you want to have a jewelry line, a makeup line, an Instagram, or whatever. Your audience can actually be the one that inspires you to try something new or to expand your brand somehow. So definitely pay attention to the audience, because remember, if you're doing it right, then you will be attracting an audience that is just like you. So it should resonate. Whatever they're saying, for the most part, should resonate with who you are. And if not, then that means you need a new audience. And by the way, that leads me to my next point, which is never be afraid to lose subscribers, never be afraid to lose customers, never be afraid to lose viewers. The whole point of coming onto YouTube in the first place is so you can be the boss, so you can have creative control. The whole purpose of you like making music or doing whatever you're doing creatively is so you can be in charge. So why would you then allow people in the audience to try to dictate your future and to try to dictate who you should become? Like, no, they're in the audience. They don't get to tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. If they don't like what you're doing, they're not your audience. You attracted the wrong audience. So go ahead and let them unsubscribe. Go ahead and let them no longer be a customer. Go ahead and tell them not to listen to your music and go listen to whatever musician they want to listen to. And work on attracting people who like you and people who resonate with you. I have worked my butt off to try to cultivate a positive space here in the Exoticals United community. I don't tolerate people that come in my comment section and talk shit about mixed people. I don't tolerate that. I just block them because this is not the channel for them. If you hate mixed people, if you're jealous of mixed race people, if you're jealous of lighter skinned people, if you're jealous of dark skinned Exoticals, this is not the content for you. And so I just block those people. I don't try to convince them of anything. I don't try to argue back and forth with them. I don't try to make 25,000 videos to try to show them that I'm right. I don't have to do that. My content is for those who it resonates with. So that's something that I had to remember as a creator. So I think if you're creative in any way, it's important to remember that your art, whatever your art is, whether your art is YouTube videos, whether your art is music or a jewelry line or a makeup line or an Instagram post, whatever kind of art you create, it is only for those who want to enjoy it. Anybody that comes around to talk shit, nope, you're blocked, deleted, you're banned. You can go hate on somebody else, or you can hate on me from a distance. I don't see how you can hate on me from outside the club. You can't even get in. I'm not letting you into my space. I'm not letting you into my club. If you are just coming here to try to put me down or try to like take me off my pedestal, for lack of better words. That's another tip that has helped me, was to put myself on the pedestal. Stop putting other people's opinions on a pedestal. Stop putting other creators or like other guys and all these people that don't give a fuck about me. Stop putting them on a pedestal, because first of all, that's just putting them in a position to look down on me. And secondly, I can take all that energy and redirect it back into myself to where I am now the one on the pedestal. And guess what? If I'm the only one who upholds my pedestal, I can keep that for as long as I want. Nobody can take it away from me because I'm the one that gave it to myself. I'm the one that had the courage to believe in myself. I'm the one that had the courage to create the content. I'm the one that had the courage to keep going even when people didn't support me. So that feeling is more empowering than anything. That is like the most badass feeling ever. And that also leads me to my next point on how I gained 8,000 subs on here. It was to stop looking to other people and stop looking to maybe other creators or other people on social media to build me up. Stop trying to rub shoulders with or constantly like be buddy with everyone else in hopes that it will somehow help me, because that's never going to work as much as you think it is. It's fine to like work with people and collab with people and all that, but if those people you're collabing with and stuff, if they are attempting to usurp your platform or kind of like redirect your platform, or if they want you to kind of be their sidekick, or if they're trying to use you as their mule, that again, that defeats the purpose of you being the creator. That defeats the purpose of you working for yourself. Anytime you are doing anything creative, everything that you create comes from within you. So if you allow someone else to say, oh no, you shouldn't wear that color. Oh no, you shouldn't sing like that. You should sing like this. Oh no, stop doing that style of music. You should do this style of music. Well, now you are just a shell of who you once were. So you're no longer yourself. You're no longer authentic. So what I learned since being on here was to ignore the haters, ignore people who get mad or jealous of my success, and to just keep going and don't pay attention to those people. Only pay attention to the people who support me. I'm only going to pay attention to the people who love me, and I'm going to show them the same love, and I'm going to create a space for those people, and we're going to have a nice, beautiful community over here. Anyway, those were some of the strategies I used to gain 8K Exoticals here in the Pretty Girl Club. Let me know what you think of this video in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.